What's up? What's up? Hey. Sorry, guys. It took me a minute here. I was dealing with something. Sorry, it's a little crooked. There we go. Can you guys hear me? Who we got? We got two people. Who's in here? Leo. Hey, Leo. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you being in here. Got people messaging me right now. There is practice tomorrow, by the way. So, I haven't gone live in a couple days or week or so. So, wanted to go live for a little bit. What's up, Corby? What's up, Zach? Thanks for joining in, man. If you guys could give this a share on any of your social media, I'd appreciate it. Facebook or whatever you're on. That'd be cool. I'd appreciate it a lot. So today I just kind of want to talk about mid-match, what things to focus on when you're in the middle of a match that are kind of universal, that I think a lot of people have struggle with not grasping, but they lose track of it mid-match a lot. And so kind of want to touch on some of those things. These are things a lot of guys on my team or that have learned from me in the past know that I say a lot to them. And it's just a simpler way of looking at a match and being able to tell what someone should be targeting and not. Most matches all go this way. If a match stops, it's generally these three things are alternated between and focused on at different levels, right? So I want to get into that, and then after that, get any questions you guys have. There's usually some questions, and then we'll talk about some other stuff if you'd like to. All right. So if you guys caught my last video or one of my last videos, I talked about the three steps to a successful arm wrestling match. It was establish your hand, get ready to pin, and pin. Now, within the step 2, the get ready to pin part, that's where like a lot of the actual like hardcore arm wrestling goes on, right? That's where the match stops, center table, and everybody's focusing on ways to pin the other person, right? After the match stops. So when it comes to step 2, that's where these three things that you focus on to make someone else weak, that's where these would start coming into play and start thinking about these. So the three things are, you need to focus on extending the person's arm. Now that can be extending their bicep or extending their brachialis. So pulling their arm away from themselves there's a lot of different ways to do this, right? Pulling backwards with your lat, a lot of shoulder commitment, or there's a lot of different ways to extend someone's arm. Then there's getting them outside their shoulder or chest, so sideways. Trying to get someone outside their shoulder takes away their ability to use their big muscle groups like their chest and their shoulder, which are huge players in the game. So it's a lot of side pressure. It's the ability to kind of slide. Let me slide you guys back a little bit if I can. So it's kind of your ability to move your chest and your shoulder across the table that gets them outside their shoulder. And then the third way is to attack someone's hand. Now, attacking someone's hand can mean different things for different people, right? If you're a top roller, that means you're trying to flop my wrist back. If you're in a deep hook, then that would mean rotating. So like just trying to rotate my hand over one direction or another, right? So whenever a match stops, right, they say go, and we'll use a hook as an example, but this also applies to a top roll, or to really like any match at all. These are the three things you kind of focus on. Say, I'll just use a hook for an example. Say they say go, we slam into a hook, center table, right? Then the match stops. Now I'm immediately thinking when I'm in this match, okay, the three things I got to focus on: extending his arm, getting him outside his shoulder, or attacking his hand, right? So you alternate those three things. So say I start driving sideways hardcore. Like I start using a lot of chest and shoulder and trying to slide my elbow across the pad to get him outside his shoulder. Then as I'm doing that, what's naturally when I attack someone's shoulder or chest, then they're gonna fight to keep it, right? They're gonna fight back with it. So I'll start attacking their shoulder and chest. The moment they start doubling down on shoulder and chest to push back, then I'll switch to pulling backwards, right, to hit their bicep. Well, the moment they start using their bicep or their bicep or brachialis or whichever move they're using, the moment they start fighting back, then I'll switch back to sideways again. and then the moment they defend that, maybe I'll switch to their hand and I'll start rotating using a ton of pronation or cupping, right, depending on where I'm at in the move. So those three things, especially, and you can see it, it's super prevalent in a lot of like European arm wrestling. They're really tight. That's why I'm a big fan of the guys that arm wrestle over the pond, because they do it so technically well. Match stops, and you'll see them do small moves. So say this guy's plan is to get another guy outside the shoulder, right? That's what he's targeting right now. So then he'll drive sideways. Well, say he doesn't have enough strength to get him outside the shoulder. He's like, I can't move that. So then they'll tighten up. You'll see their shoulder come forward. They'll increase their angle a little bit, and they'll find ways. They'll try different keys to the doors, right? So if one of the doors is getting someone outside their shoulder, then there's different ways to do that, right? There's different ways to apply enough pressure to get someone outside their shoulder. Now, if the door you're trying to go through right now is to extend their bicep, or their brachialis, then there's different ways to do that, right? If you're grabbing low on their wrist, it's going to be harder to separate their brachialis. So maybe go higher and higher in their hand. So say I try to pull backwards and I can't, so maybe I go a little higher up on his hand and then I pull backwards. So you don't keep trying the same door, right? Definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Why would you keep pulling in the same angle over and over again? You're not suddenly going to get a huge burst of strength and overpower his muscle all of a sudden, right? So you got to try different keys to the doors, right? So that's what you see a lot in those really professional matches where they stop center table. They're trying these micro adjustments. They're like, okay, let me attack his arm, back, okay. And then the moment it doesn't work, they don't keep separating themselves. They don't try going backwards. They just open themselves up. The moment they feel that it's not going anywhere, they stop, and then they either increase height or they'll use more chest before they start going backwards, and they'll try different keys to that door. Right? So I find it really simple to think about when the match stops, focusing on those three things. Like where is he at with his shoulder? Where is his shoulder in line with his body? His arm in line with his shoulder. So is he way deep inside or is he out there? And then how extended is his arm? How open is his bicep or his brachialis? And then where's his hand positioning at? Like, do I have him rotated? Is his hand fully cupped in and stuff like that and pronated over? Where's his hand at? If you alternate, if you think that way, it's so easy mid-match to start cycling through those things, right? So shoulder and chest, extend their arm, attack their hand, right? So sometimes if they're putting 100%, you can only give 100% to one place, right? So most people will divvy up, right? So they'll double down on their bicep and holding everything with their bicep, and sometimes they'll forget to tighten up their chest. Say they're giving 100% to their bicep, everything there, and they'll forget to tighten up their chest and shoulder. Well, if you're having a really hardcore bicep fight, jamming sideways real quick on their because they're not defending their shoulder can be an awesome move. Because all of a sudden they're out there. The moment they're out there, they're going to try to reposition. When anybody's repositioning themselves, they have a moment of weakness, right, where they have to lighten up to reposition. So you just keep alternating those things, right? I find a lot of guys in the mid matches and stuff, they start forgetting about this and they'll double down on one thing and they'll just keep trying that same door, or they'll keep trying different hits just in the same exact angle onto one of the three doors, right? You got to take your time and kind of cycle through them, right? And really think about what's going on in the situation and how you can amplify your ability to attack this door. So the three doors, or whatever you want to call them, right? So it's just staying clear-minded and focusing on how you're going to generate enough power to take over this door and open this door, right? And then it's just the mind games after that, guys. It's just I attack his shoulder, he defends his shoulder, so I attack his arm, he defends his arm, so I attack his wrist, defends that, and then I go right back into the shoulder over and over again until eventually I tell people, especially at practice, if you're having practice matches, get used to taking everything. Right, so a lot of times when I'm arm wrestling my guys, I won't. If I'm pinning, then I won't pin until I kind of have everything. Right, step two, the step two of 3 steps of arm wrestling. Establish your hand, get ready to pin. I'll make sure the odds of me pinning this person are 100% before I pin, in practice, in training. Right? Because I want to get so used to attacking every single one of those angles to know what I'm looking for, and to know when I have hand completely dominated outside their shoulder, right? So when someone's arm looks like this, that's it. They can't do anything. I've now taken away every chance and every opportunity they have to apply any kind of pressure, right? So just in training, just to get used to attacking those angles and stuff and to keep targeting them, that's how I arm wrestle a lot. So we match stops and I just start hitting into different angles. Turn off your Xbox, you're getting choppy. What? I'm not, what are you talking about? I'm not on Wi-Fi either, Leo. I'm on my regular phone connection. So, yeah. I just want to give you guys that tip. Hopefully that helps some of you guys. And then from now on, when you guys stop your matches or you watch matches online when they're not, and when they're just slamming in the same direction without improving their position before they apply more pressure. So this all goes under the second step of arm wrestling, getting ready to pin, right? And hopefully after you win these battles and after you target these three things, then it's easy. Then the pinning part is super easy because now you've opened them up in these different directions, right? So if nobody has any questions, no one's posted anything, then this video can be pretty short. So hopefully this helps you guys out. If you guys obviously have any questions, like I always say, if you have any questions whatsoever, hit me up, message me on any of those, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, all those things. If you guys aren't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Helps me out. Try and do that YouTube thing. Yeah, so hope you guys come back, y'all. They're coming. So you guys get ready for that. Hopefully I'll see you guys at some of the tournaments. I might even host one here in Southern California pretty soon. So keep your eyes out for that. All right, guys. Talk to you later. And there it is.